He dangled 40 feet above the jungle floor. One wrong move, and the canopy would swallow him whole. But in his hand, not rope, not steel. Just a carved bamboo hook, weathered, sharp and curved like a claw from a predator that once ruled these trees. It was called the Karalim climber. It's no modern invention. This tool's design hasn't changed in generations. Doesn't need to. Why? Because it works where nothing else does. Built from mature mountain bamboo, fire-hardened and pressure-tempered, this tool isn't just lightweight, it's silent. That matters when you're not alone in the trees. One sound too loud and something bigger, watching from above, might answer back. The hook's tip isn't just bent. It's strategically curled to snag tough branches without splintering them. And the shaft? Reinforced with twisted jungle fiber, it flexes, but never fails. It was a tool of survival passed down, not sold. Every scar on the bamboo told a story. Slips, escapes, rescues. Even climbs made in storms, when the rain made everything slick like oil, there were the calls of the birds, the whispers of the wind through the leaves, scolding of a monkey, warning of a predator close behind. It was a conversation you couldn't afford to miss. This tool wasn't a tourist gadget, and its origins weren't written in any guidebook. It was a whisper in the wind, a secret handshake between man and the ancient giants he scaled. He learned quickly. This wasn't just about climbing. It was about becoming part of the forest, respecting its language, feeling its pulse. If the tree didn't want you clinging to it, it would make that clear. You just had to listen. One afternoon, while tracking rare parrots, he slipped. A vine broke. His feet lost grip. In that heart-stopping moment, the only thing between free fall and the forest floor was the kara hook wedged fast into a crooked branch. It didn't snap. It didn't slide. It held. Since then, it never left his side. Now, climbers use fancy gear, metal claws, Kevlar ropes, carbon frames, but none blend into the wild like this. That's why old trackers still use it. Because when you're in the deep green, blending in can mean staying alive. There's genius in simplicity. And this tool, it's proof. It's crafted from the jungle for the jungle. It doesn't beep, it doesn't rust. It needs no instructions. It's just instinct, grip, and respect for the tree you're trusting your life with. Some say it's outdated. But those who've used it, especially when rain pours, light fades, or branches twist without warning, they know the truth. Modern tools break. Bamboo remembers. It bends when others snap. It listens when metal echoes. It holds even when nothing else does. And the deeper you go into the canopy, the more you understand. This wasn't built just to climb. It was built to belong. In the heart of the dense green world, there's a rhythm as old as the trees themselves. A rhythm that whispers through the leaves. A language understood only by those who truly listen. It's a place untouched by hurried footsteps, unsullied by fleeting curiosity. Here, the air is thick with secrets. It's a kind that linger on moss-covered stones and dance in the dappled sunlight, filtering through the emerald canopy. Each step echoes with the footsteps of ancestors who walked this path before. Their spirits lingering in the ancient trees, their wisdom sleeping in the fertile soil. But this sanctuary is not for everyone. It welcomes those who come with open hearts and curious minds, those who seek not to conquer, but to connect. For here at the edge of the known, there's a magic that unfolds like the first bloom of dawn. It's in the symphony of birdsong, the rustling dialogue of leaves, the patient wisdom of gnarled roots. If you listen closely, if you shed your shoes and let the earth's lullaby soothe your soul, you might just hear the heartbeat of the forest. It's a rhythm that speaks of resilience, of growth that pushes through the darkest shadows, of roots that hold firm against the wildest storms. It's a reminder that in the grand tapestry of life, every thread, no matter how small, contributes to an intricate design. It's a lesson in patience, in understanding that some of life's most profound truths unfold not with a roar, but with the quiet persistence of a seed pushing through the hardened ground. Here, the concept of forever finds its truest meaning. Not in endless time, but in the timeless connection between all living things. It's a bond woven into the fabric of the forest itself, where every leaf that falls nourishes the soil that cradled it, where every fallen tree becomes a bridge for new life to flourish. In this embrace of eternity, you'll find solace, strength, and a profound sense of belonging. He stood at the base of a giant kapok tree, its buttressing roots a labyrinthine throne in the jungle floor. Above him, the canopy was a tapestry woven by the sun and the leaves. Below, the earth was a mosaic of fallen blossoms, damp soil, and teeming life. This wasn't just a tree, it was a monument, a silent sentinel that had watched centuries turn. In his hand, the kara hook felt like an extension of his own arm. Its familiar weight anchored him, its worn surface a map of countless climbs. He knew every curve of this tool, every whisper of the jungle it had to offer. And yet, despite the familiarity, each ascent was a conversation, a negotiation between man and nature. You couldn't force your way through the green embrace. You had to coax, persuade, and respect. He began his ascent, moving with a grace born from years of practice. Each hook of the bamboo into a crook of the tree was a silent prayer. Each shift of his weight, a careful consideration. He wasn't just climbing, he was dancing with the tree, reading its language, feeling its responses. Upward he went, past the tangled ballet of vines and leaves, past the chattering troop of monkeys, their alarm calls echoing his own heartbeat. As he rose, the forest unfolded beneath him. The tangled undergrowth gave way to a sea of green, the tops of trees blurring into the azure expanse above. And then there it was, the clearing bathed in the golden hues of sunset. The parrots, their plumage, a riot of color, had returned to their roost. He'd found them, these ephemeral jewels of the sky. Only because he'd trusted the ancient wisdom of the jungle, the language of the trees and the song of the birds. He wouldn't have found them with maps or guides, not in a lifetime. It was a triumph not of brute force, but of understanding, testament to the power of patience, respect, and a tool forged in the heart of the jungle. The parrot's raucous laughter echoed his own joy. He'd reached his destination, not just because of the kara hook, but because of what it symbolized. A legacy of knowledge. A bond with the forest, and an understanding that some things are worth waiting for. In the fading light, as the jungle prepared for its nightly slumber, he knew he hadn't just climbed a tree, he'd climbed a legacy, proving once again that sometimes the greatest journeys are those that take us back to the wisdom of our ancestors. There's a thrill in venturing off the beaten path, a magnetic pull towards the unknown that beckons the curious and the brave. For some, the allure of the forgotten path is irresistible, a whispered invitation to explore the untamed beauty of the world. But this path isn't for the faint of heart. It winds through dense jungles and over rugged terrain, often with little more than instinct and intuition to guide the way. The forgotten path demands resilience, a spirit of adventure, and an unwavering respect for the wilderness it calls home. Yet those who answer this call find rewards that go beyond the tangible. They discover a profound connection with the natural world, a raw, unfiltered experience that tests their limits and broadens their perspectives. If this resonates with your adventurous soul, if you feel the pull of the unexplored, then subscribe. Like and comment on my channel, The Forgotten Path. Let's embark on this journey together, exploring the hidden gems and challenging terrains that await. Let's tread these paths less traveled, discovering the magic they hold. Because life's greatest adventures often lie off the beaten track, waiting for those who dare to seek them. So grab your backpack, sharpen your instincts, and join me on the forgotten path. The world is vast, wild, and waiting for us to explore.